Hey, good morning, Jeff. This is a quick demo video for you for your 89 Sabres Mace Windu, or the BMF, as it's called. Just got this done yesterday. I've got one more saber of yours to do that I have not received in the mail yet before I send them off. I want to kind of send them off at the same time. Easier that way, and then it saves a little bit on shipping. But this is nicknamed the BMF actually because you do have a secondary piece right here that you could take this piece off and put the other one on, and it has BMF engraved in it. All right, so you could do that. I've done this saber twice before, thinking that the handle did not unscrew. On yours is the first set that I got that nobody had really kind of messed with. So I got to build this up from scratch, and the handle does in fact unscrew, but I find it easier to act like it only opens from the pommel, because if you're not careful, because these grips are raised up so high, if you tighten it too much, and you're trying to go like this and that and screw it on or unscrew it, you could pop these grips off. So we're just going to act like we just open the pommel. All right, so we're going to do it like that. Take your pommel off like that. You'll see a piece of your chassis here. You don't want to grab it from here though. Not a whole lot of material holding that speaker. So what I do is I just take my finger from the emitter and I push it out just a hair. All right, and then I can pull it out just like that. You'll find your Proffie board here. I did get your BMF font from Kyberphonics onto this, named BMF because it's the new Mace saber that came out. All right, it's a very cool font. We'll go over that here in a second. You can see your Proffie board right here. If we want to focus, easy access to your SD card, your micro USB. You'll find a copy of the config as always on the SD card in case you want to make any changes. You do have your switch placement over here because unlike the 89 Sabres version where you had a switch under this greebly here and another one under here, both of your switches are right here. So your top one will be your activation, your bottom here will be your auxiliary. Okay, that's a slight difference there. CC Sabres in here for your NeoPixel connector, which is what we usually use on your Sabres. A removable battery setup, so nice and clean there, no wires. It does say bad mother right here in Arabic, and then it says Solo Sabres over here for me. This is running a 22mm Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite speaker. It's the biggest speaker I could use, but still fit inside the pommel, like that. So it helps me, when I'm screwing this into the saber and locking everything down. It fits nice and tidy right there, and it sounds really good. Okay. For this guy, I do take the sticker off the battery. So if you get any new batteries, I'd suggest just taking the sticker off. We'll slap the battery in.
We will not be hostages to be bartered, Dooku.
Now when putting this in, what you want to do is you'll notice there's a channel on your chassis right here for your switches. Again, if I can get this to zoom. That little channel right here from here to here. All right, you want to make sure that that's lined up with your middle greebly when you're putting this in. Once you do it a few times, you'll find it very easy to do just like that. If you don't have it lined up, it only goes in about that far. All right, so when you line that groove up with those switches, it'll go in just like that. We'll take your pommel and screw it on, and this is what locks everything in place. All right, so you tighten that pommel down, it's good to go. We can come over here and hit activation. You got a purple blade. It might be a little bit washed out on camera, but easy to see when you get it in person. Auxiliary down here. I did give you twist off, and this guy takes a 7/8 inch blade. You actually have 3 blade retention screws along this emitter, and there's a secondary emitter, so you can screw this one off and put your display one on if you want. But of course, we've got this one on for the demo, right? And then also for the sake of this demo, I may not even lock it down. Pretty tight fitment in there. Just like that. Now, I turn it on before I put the blade in because my blade is so tight. I don't want to go pressing this guy and mashing on the pins. I probably wouldn't even feel them, and then I'm, still pushing it in. I don't want to damage anything. So when my blade is tight like that, I'll turn the saber on as I put the blade in. If I were you and you have a dedicated blade for the saber, I would just sand it down until you could slide it in easily and feel the pins and then stop. All right. Good flash on class. Blade lockup is holding down Aux and hitting the saber. You may not be able to see it on camera, but it is moving up and down the blade according to how you move the saber. And then your soundtrack is a long press on the power. We'll let that play for a second so you can hear it. And it's another long press to turn it off. Just like that. Now I did leave the stock font package on here for you.
Smooth Jedi.
Got all the standard fonts, right?
Smooth Gray.
Just like that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take the blade out of this guy. Super tight fit. No worries though, we'll get it out. Alright. So yeah, if you have a brand new blade, definitely sand that down a little bit. But when we're done, we'll come over here and take our pummel off. Try not to drop it. Again, come over here from the emitter side and just give it a slight little push out the back. And you can pull it just out, just like that. When you're taking the battery out, come over here from the positive side by your speaker and pop it out with your finger, just like that. All right. And that is basically your Mace Windu. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will go ahead and I'll package this up, but I'll wait until I get your Ronin saber done, and we'll get them both out in the mail at the same time. All right? Thanks, man.